no one should have any love for the Maduro regime, but, you know, I have to say, it's no surprise that Grant Shapps is chewing on this illegal act of aggression. He backed the illegal act of aggression that was the Iraq War, and Saddam Hussein was a lot worse than Maduro. And that illegal act of aggression, which Grant Shapps backed, was a catastrophe, and one of the worst catastrophes of the 21st century. I was in Baghdad a few months ago, and I met Iraqis who were cheering at the beginning when Saddam Hussein fell, and I'll tell you this for nothing, they're not cheering anymore. The whole pretext is a lie about drugs. I mean, back in November, Trump pardoned the former Honduran president who'd been convicted of conspiring drug traffickers and smuggling cocaine into the US. He'd been sentenced to 45 years in prison. It's nakedly about stealing the oil. Back in 2023, when Donald Trump was running to be president for the second time, he said, when I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door. He met during that election with the biggest oil executives in the country, promised them a great deal in exchange for hundreds of millions of pounds in campaign contributions. This is colonialism. It's imperialism. And do you know what? It's not subtle. You know, the only refreshing thing about Donald Trump compared to former US presidents is he doesn't pretend. They would have dressed it all up as democracy and human rights and freedom. He's made it clear. He says, for example, we're going to go and have big investments by the oil companies. The oil companies are ready to go. He said he'd spoken to the oil companies in advance of attacking the country. He didn't speak to the American people or Congress or anything like that. He spoke to oil tycoons to promise them that he was going to wage a war in Venezuela on their behalf. And by the way, he's not even getting rid of the regime. What the deal is to keep the regime intact
for now,
with a gun to their head to say, do as we order you to do, or we will shoot. This is colonialism, and it's not going to stop in Venezuela. He's made clear the US has designs on Colombia, on Mexico, Cuba, and European territory, Greenland.